Good morning. Hello to you. A very warm welcome. It's lovely to be back with you. I do apologise for what day was it? Monday. Thank you so much for all of your well wishes and your love and everything. I'm absolutely fine now. Back to normal as I usually my normal self. Normal. So yeah, I had a really long, busy weekend, and then Saturday evening, I just was not a bit well out of absolute nowhere. Spent all Sunday in bed, stopped vomiting, but yeah, my hips, my back was just incredibly not right. So huge thank you to Laura, who's on a lovely holiday, and thank you so much to her for stepping in. So I hope you're all well. It feels like a little while since I've seen you now. It's been, what, a whole week, hasn't it? So if you were hoping to catch the Sandra crystal coin necklaces, here we are. That's what we're doing today. So thank you for being patient with me. I've got, I think it's 9 lovely colours for you in total. I do have a big warning sign on my stream. I'm hoping everybody who's wanting to watch has found us. I can see there's people watching on Facebook and YouTube. My camera's also been a little bit unusual today, but hopefully everything's going to be good. We're going to be able to get down on the mat very, very soon and start making these lovely necklaces. So I'm going to say hello to you all, and then I'll take you over to the website so you can see the kits today. Jan is saying good morning. To myself and her beading family from a sunny Sudbury, and she's hoping I'm feeling much better now. Thank you so much. Jackie's in as well. Hello to you. Good morning to Rachel, who's in a sunny Barrow. Hello to Carol. Hello to Elaine. Good evening to Mel, who's watching all the way from Australia, and hopes I'm feeling better. Thank you all so much. You've been so kind. Mina's in. Hello to you, my love. Hello to Joanne. Jan says, I got my kits last week. Been looking forward to this. There's 2 ways of making it. They're both really, really easy. And we've got lots of lovely sparkles, lovely facets and things like that in the kit. So I'm going to take you now over to the website. Hopefully all will be working. So we're on totalybeads.co.uk. And if you head into the video category section, which often just kind of scrolls along here, or you can go into Learn to Make Jewellery and click on it there. Then you'll see today we are doing these lovely ones, Sandra curved coin necklaces. Also shout out to anyone who's just had their A-level results, or if your children or grandchildren have had them. I hope you're all happy with the outcome of that, and you're all excited for the future and what that's going to bring. So these are all the necklaces and earrings, because you're going to get enough to make both in these kits, and you can see there's loads of colours to choose from. I went quite heavy on the samples because I just thought, well, let's use as many of the coins as in terms of colours as I can find. So they're all £5.99. We've got a lovely grape for you. We've got a hematite, a lemon, an olive. We've got pink magenta, we've got a rose pink, we've got a silver dust, a sky blue, and a teal as well. Now, not all of them are photographed with the earrings, only, well, the majority of them are, not all of them. The reason for that was because I needed to make sure I had enough to demonstrate with. So you're going to get them all in your kit. You're going to get an earrings and necklace set, all for £5.99. So I'll go into each one very quickly, and I'll show you the lovely beads and things we've got. So you can see we're using the crystal curved coin beads, bit of a mouthful. You can see them here. They've got a lovely kind of curve into them, but also you've got lovely kind of faceted edge, and across the top of these lovely kind of well, in lines, really. It's cut on kind of a diagonal, and then your drill hole runs from the top to the bottom, which means they're very, very sparkly, very twinkly, and really lovely. And of course, they're in the colour of whatever colourway you've chosen. I'm also using the glass pale brown beads. We've got some square little spaces, which are really lovely. They've got like a little kind of kind of like a pitted pattern around the side as well. And then we've got our Tigertail, our lobster clasp, Callottes, crimp beads, earring hooks and head pins as well, which are your little ball pins. So you're getting all of everything you can see there, all of your findings and all of the lovely beads. And if I scroll down, you can see that we're using the grape in the 6mm glass pearl rounds. You can see the dimensions of those crystal curved coin beads as well, which is in the amethyst rainbow. And all of your findings are going to be in silver, because your lovely silver plated square beads, which are 5mm, are all silver, so that will tie in nicely. So this first one here is the grape. So we're just going on the bead colour rather than the colour of those lovely crystal coins. But sometimes it might have a matching name. So again, this is your lovely hematite or hematite, and you're going to get the hematite 6mm beads and the hematite crystal curved coin beads in those as well. I'll just whiz through them quickly, and I will show down on the mat as well, because there's lots to get through. This one is lemon, really like this colour, really, really lovely. On this one, I'm using the lemon chiffon and the lemon AB, which stands for Aurora Borealis, which means it is lemon, but when, oh, I'll twinkle this in front of you in a minute. There's loads of lovely like pinks and rainbow colours that come across that facet when the light catches it. We've got the olive, which is particularly lovely. I think is my favourite today. It's weird, isn't it? I mean, given the fact I'm wearing fuchsia pink, I think the fuchsia pink one would be my favourite today, but I'm just loving this one. Really, really gorgeous. Have a little scroll down if you need to see exactly what we're using. Light olive crystal coin beads in that colour variation, and the olive glass pearl rounds in 6mm. We've got the pink magenta, which is very vibrant, very, very pretty. So all I'm doing, well, there's two ways of making it really. You can make one strand going down into this drop and another strand going into this drop, and then you can just fix it at the bottom with a little crimp bead. Or what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the method where you start from the bottom and you work your way up around the top. If, of course, you would like to add a little seed bead onto the bottom there, you absolutely can. I didn't. It will work the same. That crimp bead isn't necessarily crimped if you come through the bottom and work your way up. That is just acting as a little stopper bead. But I didn't want to be adding different coloured seed beads in and making the kit well, a little bit more expensive, but also more complicated for the warehouse in picking out one seed bead. But you could add a seed bead if you wanted. I just found the crimp bead tied in with all the kind of silver little bits and kind of echoed this at the top. So if you have a little look at this rose pink version, you can see I've done that in different method. Sorry, I'll keep the camera still a little bit, the screen still. I've done this in the different method in the sense that I've started from the outside sections here and I've come down to the bottom and I've just crimped 2 crimp beads onto the bottom of there just to make it extra sturdy. But if you go into say this one and you do the other method, which I'll show you today, working from the bottom to the top, you're only adding 1 of those crimp beads on there. This one's particularly gorgeous. That's going to look lovely, I think. I'm saying wedding vibes, but silver dust to me, those silvers, those cream colours always give me that kind of vibe. We've got the crystal coin curved beads on these, which are AB, and they are stunningly beautiful as well. You can see there how it's got that rainbow kind of captured across it, but really, really pretty, really lovely on that one. So it's really just preference in terms of what colour you like the most. This is the sky blue one. So you can see we're using sky blue and blue AB. And the one I'm going to demo with for you today is the teal. So we've got the lovely teal beads and it says Olive Garden on there, but obviously when you see them paired together, like a teal colour that you're going to get in this kit. So lots of lovely different colours for you to choose from. Is there 9? 4, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 different colours, all £5.99. You are getting enough to make a necklace and your earrings as well. So we'll include all the findings that you'll need for all of those lovely little bits. So let's see, what have I missed? Oh, we've got loads of you in. Hello, I'm glad that it's all working. I'm sorry if you can hear my tummy, it is making noise. I say I'm back to normal. It's my normal, do you know what I mean? So Francis is in. Good morning to you. Good morning to Kath, who is watching. Hello, Mummy. Hello, Frank. Good morning. I'll wave in case he's watching, because he didn't wave to me. Olivia is in as well, in a sunny Tavistock. Thank you for joining us. Good morning to Angela. Mina says lots of lovely colours to choose from. Oh my goodness, Jan says, I'll share this one. I couldn't decide, so I got them all. Thank you so much, Jan. Really appreciate that. Good morning to the lovely Anna. Hope you're well. Joanne says, I'm looking at all the colours and thinking of who would be wearing them at a wedding. It's just me, gorgeous colours. No, oh, this is what I've just said, isn't it? I think whenever I look at something like, this kind of colourway, like your creamy kind of buttery pearls, this one's your lemon chiffon, or I'm looking at those kind of silvers, or I'm looking at even those gorgeous, like lovely, like blush pink ones. They're very sparkly, and I think they would be nice as, this could even be little bridesmaids gifts, and this could be your something blue. It depends on obviously what you're wearing, but I think these are fancy enough to look very formal, but also nice enough to just have with a t-shirt if you wanted to. Good morning to Sue. Mina says silver dust is definitely my colour, and Anna is in as well. Good morning to you. Okay, let me take you down on the mat, and I will look at how busy my mat is. I say the camera's much higher up today because when I first put it on, it was giving me this really weird kind of like cropped effect and really close up. So hopefully this is okay. And it's not too fuzzy. Okay, so this is your grape. Oh, it is looking a little fuzzy, isn't it? But you can see the facets on that. Can you drop me a little comment? Just let me know if the camera is okay and you can see what I'm doing. I'm sure I'll be able to talk you through and you'll still get the gist. I'd just like it a little sharper. Though, to be honest, I don't know what I'm going to do to make it sharper. So that is the gorgeous grape. You can see that will just fit lovely around your neckline. And then it's coming into this lovely kind of little flower pendant, really, with those crystal coin beads. I'll put that down there. I've got loads of them. This one is your gorgeous lemon. Celia says, good morning from a dismal Bolton. It's not dismal here, it's warm, it's overcast though. I think the summer's officially gone. I want to show you the twinkle on this. Maybe that's why okay, Mina's saying it's very clear on Facebook for her. That's brilliant. Maybe it's just my end then. But you can see there just how twinkly these are. So, how you place them in terms of the cut on that coin bead is gonna just give all of the twinkles in every direction. And you can see when you've got that AB finish to it, you see the purple flashes and the blues. Absolutely gorgeous. Thanks, Frank. He says, good job, Mummy. Frank's been helping me with my jewellery making, haven't you, my darling? He's a natural. I think I'm going to be out of a job. Though if I am off sick again, he can cover for me, can't he? This one's a gorgeous pink. Love it. Shiny, shiny. This is the teal. This one I will demo for you today. So just to show you in terms of the colour of those, they're matching those beads I think, perfectly. Joanne says it is a little fuzzy, almost like you're recording in the US, but yes, I can see, and I'm on Facebook and YouTube. Definitely not in the US. I am in beautiful, delightful Merseyside. Good morning, Edward. I hope you're well. And then I'll show you these lovely little, this one's your hematite. These are your lovely little spaces in between. So I don't think you can really see the little details on that. Can you see they've got like little kind of spots on them? So you've got lovely texture on that as well. So that one is your hematite. I'm glad to hear you well, Edward. This one is your pink magenta, which actually matches. See, now to my eye, that matches absolutely perfect, but on the camera, it doesn't quite. Matches my top though. My dress. I'm just giving them a little spin. Maybe it's the shininess of them all which is making the camera go, I can't focus. This is your beautiful olive. Love this colour. You've got your sky blue. And of course you have your silver dust as well. And just to show you, can you see the colours on that? They're so pretty. Okay, so let's get making. So if you were to do it in the sense that you were wanting to start from the back of the necklace and work round, you would cut yourself 2 lengths of about 30 centimetres of your tiger tail, and we would add on our crimp and callotte. Oh, that's gone way fuzzy for me. It's so difficult because when I've had it fuzzy before and I've watched it back, it's looked fine. But for me right now, it's looking very fuzzy. So you would add on your findings and then you would just be stringing on your beads and your square spaces. So I've just done 3 spacer, 3 spacer, 3 spacer. And I would work that all the way around, making sure however many you put on this side is the same amount as you put on that side. And that way it will be nice and even, and this will sit nicely in the middle. You would then take your tiger tail through those lovely, gorgeous curved crystal coins, and then you would bring both ends together through that one pearl, through that crystal coin, and then you would do pearl, spacer, pearl, and then pop on your crimp bead onto these 2 ends, and you would crimp the just there, and that would tie it all together. You can add 2 crimp beads if you wanted to, and that would just firm it up. The way I'm going to show you today is I'm going to take, let's just leave that to the side for now. I'm going to take 60 centimetres of my tiger tail, and I'm going to bring it together with my ends just so I can find the centre point. I'm then going to take one of my crimp beads out, and I'm going to pop my crimp bead onto one end and let that drop right into the centre. So I'm not going to crimp this crimp bead, it's just going to act as a little stopper, and that's why I'm saying if you really wanted to, you could add a seed bead onto that instead, if you've got one in your stash which particularly matches. Just going to get my crystal coins out and my pearls. And it's quite a quick, easy make as well. Good morning, Camille. Where have you been? She says, I've had no internet, so only just managed to catch you. Hello, my love. So look at that. Lovely. So I'm going to take my first pearl, and I'm going to take both ends of my tiger tail, and I'm going to thread one pearl onto both ends of the tiger tail, and then I'm bringing it down, and I'm just going to hold it, so we want that crimp bead in the middle, So I'm just going to pull on the ends, and then you can see there that's going to act as a little stopper. I'm then going to take out my first of my very lovely little spacers. So you can see they've got a really wide, lovely drill hole in them. And there you go. Can you see the lovely little markings? Let's hold it still. Up close. Really, really pretty. So I'm just going to pop that onto both ends of the tiger tail as well. And then I'm going to add on another pearl, and that little spacer is just going to sit in between them both. So I find it fairly easy to just get both ends of the tiger tail up together. You can stagger them if it's, you know, easier for you, but we've just created that little dangle at the bottom. Then I'm going to add my first gorgeous crystal coin bead. And I'm going to take, you can see here, so the facet's cut on a diagonal, but it's got that lovely edge to it as well, just so you've got even more sparkle. If I hold it this way, you can see that curve on it. It's not flat. So that's a really good, hopefully it's showing. You can see it's got a really obvious curve to it there. And then your drill hole is top to bottom. So I didn't really, you know, consider whether I was going to put it on this way or this way. To me, it doesn't make a difference. I like the fact that, you know, it's got that gorgeous facet on. So that's coming onto both ends of the tiger tail as well. And then that's going to sit at the bottom. And then one more pearl is going to go over both. And then I'm going to split my tiger tail off. I'm going to work on each one separately. So taking that pearl, adding it onto both, and dropping that down there. So there's lots of lovely different, you know, things you can do in terms of making pendants and jewellery with this. You don't have to do this design. You could do whatever you want. So now I've got both ends of my tiger tail. I'm going to work off separately. I'm going to add my coin onto one side and a coin onto the other side. Now, because they've got that curve, they will flip, which I think is lovely. And then when they're being worn, they do sit flat. So when I add all those other beads, they will push down and make that lovely kind of flower shape. So now it's just a simple case of easy bead stringing. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to add one onto one side and one onto the other, and I'll probably do it at the same time just to make sure you know, I'm adding the same amount on. Or you could do it so, you know, I think I've got 10 spaces on each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I've got 10 spaces on each side. So if you wanted to do it on one side and then the other, just make sure you've used all 10 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All 10 spaces on each side. So I'm going to start off with 3 of my pearls. Threading them on, and then a spacer. And then I'm just repeating that, just alternating from 3 pearls and a spacer. Again, you can change up the design if you want to add more pearls on, and maybe just have a little cluster of the, you know, spacers in the center of the necklace. But it's a really, really quick make. And that is why I've been able to put together 9 different colourways. Jackie says, I'm new to comment on the live tutorials. These look absolutely stunning. I love your tutorials, Natalie. Love to all Totally Beaders. Oh, thank you, Jackie. I'm going to show you that. We'll say hello to Jackie. I'm sure she's been watching for a little while, but obviously, unless you comment, I don't know you're watching. So thank you for being so kind. Where are you watching from, Jackie? Are you far, far away? Are you in the UK? It's lovely to have you all with us. We will be possibly changing, not necessarily the days. We're still going to be doing exactly the same days as we are now. But I think come September, we're going to have a little swap round. So I think I'll be with you on Mondays and Wednesdays as of next month, which it's quite exciting. It doesn't really make much of a difference to me because when my little one's in school, I can do whatever's best for everybody else. So I'm happy to make that little swap. It probably will mean I'll be having a busy Tuesday night because I'll be like, oh, what am I doing tomorrow? And I don't know, maybe Simon and Kitty might need to give me a little nudge and go, Nat, it's Wednesday. And I'll be like, oh yeah. Because I've been doing Totally Beads lives now for, I think it's 3 years, which is crazy. It's gone so fast. Everyone's welcoming you to the group, Jackie, and sending you waves, which is lovely. As I say, I don't know if you've been here for a little while, you've just maybe been shy. If you've never dropped us a comment before, now's your day. Go on, give us a quick hello. So all I'm doing is, really straightforward bead stringing, adding on my spacer, adding on my 3 gorgeous glass pearls. And I love using the glass pearls because they're really inexpensive. You've got a lovely uniform size to them, and you've got colours like nothing else. But don't think there is quite a range of anything so varied at Totally Beads. Or maybe the seed beads. Actually, there's a seed bead in pretty much every single colour every single shade you could possibly need. Mina says, I'm happy to remind you. It might not take me long to get used to it. You just know I'm a creature of comfort, aren't I? And I'll be like, I'm very set in my, I know what I'm doing. Well, I say I know what I'm doing when I plan as much as I do, and then people go, "Oh, what are we doing next live?" And I'm like, can't remember. Which I don't know what I'm doing with you on Monday. I can't remember. Maybe another necklace, perhaps. I've got lots of lovely projects coming up though, and planning another trip, of course. I think the beginning of September down to the warehouse to put more projects together for you. So how many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 spaces, finishing off with the pearls. Now, if you want to, you can add your you could add a bead stopper on now, or you could add your crimp and your clot, which I might do actually if I had them out to hand. So let me get my Callottes. Apologise for rummaging in my bag of goodies. Jackie says, I'm in a place called Selston in Nottinghamshire. Yes, I've been Totally Beader for about 8 years. Oh my goodness, 8 years. You've been here longer than I have, Jackie. Well, thank you so much for commenting and letting yourself be known. Wow. Everyone's saying hello to you. Emma, hello, new to commenting as I'm usually at work when the lives are on and I have to watch on replay. Hello to lovely Emma. I've seen your name before, Emma, surely. Do you share your lovely makes in the group? I recognise you. Or do I know you from somewhere else? Only comment if it's I've not met you at karaoke at a bar or something like that. Okay, so I'm going to add on my calotte. And then I'm going to get 2 crimp beads out. So when you're crimping, use your crimping pliers and crimp it properly. I don't know where my crimping pliers are. I'm really going to have to get them out because I always do it the naughty cheat way. So if you've got your crimping pliers, what you will find is there's a little divot at the back. So when you press onto your crimp bead, what it does is it kind of closes over the tiger tail, but it doesn't flatten the tiger tail. It just keeps it into the side of the tiger tail, and then you will go round it a little bit with your crimp and you will kind of round out your crimp bead. If you're naughty like me, then what I do is I double crimp, and by crimping I will literally just squish over the crimp bead. So I'm putting the crimp right down close into the clot and pushing down here as well, making sure that tension's there because I don't want this all gappy. But you might want to wait till you've got your other crystal coin onto the other side before you crimp this down, but I don't really think it matters too much. So I'm going to pop my pliers in and I'm just squishing. Now, the reason why you're not meant to do it this way is because, you know, you could technically damage the tiger tail wire. Though I'll be honest, that's never happened to me before. I'm looking for my other pliers. I'll have to use my bent nose ones for now. So you don't want to snap that tiger tail. And those crimps, I suppose, could be quite sharp when you're crushing it. But your tiger tail is, this tiger tail, I think it's 7 strands of very thin gauge wire, and then it's coated in a nylon. So it's got very strong, very durable. And I find by popping 2 on, if you've got any particularly weighty beads, and these are not because they are glass pearls, and then you've got your glass curved coin beads, then that just makes, you know, if you do have like weighty gemstones or anything, then that can just make sure that your necklace is firm and strong. So when I've popped my second on, I'm just trimming off that excess tiger tail, and I'm going to close. I could have cut that a little bit closer, making sure I'm not cutting the crimp bead, I'm just cutting the tiger tail. So I'm just going to close over the callotte so those crimp beads are inside. Just going to give it a little gentle push to the side because it's peeping out there. And then I'm just going to press down just to make sure those eyelets are, or those little loops at the end are lined up. And that should look like a little bead. Close that over a little bit more in a sec. Good morning to Lisa. She says, sorry I missed this morning. Always have problems with the crimping pliers. My crimps always break. See, I never have an issue doing it this way. But I know in the jewellery making world, it's very frowned upon. But, you know, each to their own. If it works for you, and, you know, then do what works for you. Okay, I'm now going to do exactly the same on the other side. So I'm just positioning. Obviously, I'll get the tension better when I come to put that last crimp and callotte on. Okay. Emma says, I've messaged you on some of your jewellery on your Natalie page, plus the fact my surname is not hard to forget. I think it's a very lovely name, Emma. Camille says, that's good. You go down on a Friday to the warehouse, so we still have you Monday and Wednesday. Yes, you do. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, very rarely I miss a Friday because I'll only go down to the warehouse. Well, I'm meant to go down about 4 times a year. Some years I went down a lot more, but the more I go, the more I kind of be able to put lots more together. So I don't need to go as frequently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So when Laura's back off her holiday, I'll check dates with her and check with my hubs and see if he can do all the school run and everything, and then yeah, we'll box a date in, and then I'll get my train tickets and we'll get busy. So if you've got any particular makes you would like to do, or any particular, you know, components you'd like to use, then do let us know, whether that be in the comments. I'll write it down on my suggested list. I usually go down with a plan, and then when I'm there, I'm like, ooh, I didn't know we had these, and I want to do something with them. And sometimes I'll draw out a design, and then I'll go down, and then I'll put something together using that design, and it will look completely different. But obviously, it just depends on what components you're using, doesn't it? So I'm going to add 3 lovely pearls. Morning, Lisa. Hope you're well. Lots of lovely Lisas coming in today. And then I'm just adding my spacer. Oh, I didn't get any of the earrings out to show you, did I? Where did I put them? I've got tons of them as well. Where did I put my earrings? So I didn't do my earring samples. I haven't got them here. I don't know where I put them. They must be on a shelf somewhere. But I'm sure we've got time to make a little pair of earrings to match. So just alternating, making sure I've got 10 spaces on the other side as well. And then I've got the same amount of pearls. Nice, quick, easy make. With lots of lovely colours to choose from. Lisa says, I've got an idea for a tutorial I think would be good to see you do. I just messaged you. Brilliant, thank you very, very much. And Mina's saying, oh, I might send you a few requests. Do it. Can't promise anything. You might send me something that I might think, I haven't got the skill set for that. But then if I don't, I'm sure Kitty or Laura will. I'll also my Simon to make sure we've got a restock of like goodies, like wire and things like that. So I know a lot of you often ask for wire projects from me. You can message me wherever you want to, Lisa. You can pop a comment if you're watching on Facebook, aren't you? So there's Natalie Pattern Wire Artist. And that's on Facebook, and I share all the links to the tutorials there, so you can pop a comment on or send me a message. You can put it in the handmade group if you want to. Lots of ways to find me, or if you're on YouTube, you could drop me a comment. You can even drop me a comment in this video if you wanted to. Whatever is easiest for you. Camille says, I'm just happy to watch anything. You say that, Camille. But you never know. Just trying to think of something you might not want me to. Tell you what, I'll paint something and you can watch the paint dry. Right. So I'm just either going to count my spaces, and then I'll know I've got the same amount of pearls, or I'll just lie them up next to each other to make sure it's even. You can add an extender chain onto this if you wish to as well. I'm finishing off with the pearls. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to position my coins. Usually when I'm making a necklace, I like to get the curve in it, but because I've started from the bottom, I'm just going to position those coins so they're flat next to each other. As you see, if I take the pressure off that, you can see that slightly moves, and then we don't want it like that. We want it nice and close together. I could have done with my other pliers. Do I have to put them? I have to find them because got lots to be making with, so we'll see. Ooh, Mina says, just a thought, a Mobius bracelet with gemstones. Have we not done that? I know I've done Mobius or Mobius, and I know Laura has too. I've made earrings with them. Made a necklace with it, I think. I've made a bracelet with it. Maybe I didn't use gemstones though. Okie dokie. Leave that with us. We can as well revisit some make. So if you think I really like that design, but I'd like to see it with something else, like, you know, like Mina said, I'd like to see, you know, that kind of chainmail technique, but with gemstones instead of whatever we used. I think Laura did miracle beads. Don't know what I did. So I'm going to add my callotte and my first crimp on. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to push that right down and check my tension, because it's all about this crimp now. Where I crimp this bead into my callotte is going to mean where this sits. So if this moves up slightly, that tension won't be as great as I want it to be. So I'm just going to make sure I'm pulling down on that before I flatten it. There you go, job's a good one. And then, of course, I'm going to double crimp. So I'm going to put my next crimp bead on. Getting tummy cramps. Honestly, I don't know what is up with me. I don't know whether it was something I ate or what. But my husband had the same thing to eat. So, I don't know. I made a mascarpone risotto when we got home. So I'm wondering whether it was a little bit rich, and that was what didn't agree with me. But we had a very long day because I'd been travelling. I'd had a show, and then on the way back we had car trouble and a flat tire. So we didn't get home too handy, but it wasn't super late. So I ate, got into bed, and then thought, I'm just going to sit down and watch some TV. And then, you know, when you start going hot and cold and hot and cold, and I was like, uh-oh. All right, I'm just should be putting just a gentle bit of pressure onto that just to close it over. And then all I need to do is add on some jump rings and my clasp. So you're getting a little lobster clasp in this one. Thanks, Mel. She says, oh my, that is gorgeous. I use glass pearls, did I? Did I, Mina? Thank you. Carol says, do you do any bead weaving wraps for tea lights, maybe for Christmas? That's a good idea. I have got something coming up which is a little bit different. Not for Christmas, but in a couple of weeks, I'm going to show you how to do kind of like a seed beaded kind of coil with wire, which is really simple and looks quite different, and I've not done that before. A few makes for the men in our lives, maybe, says Joanne. Yeah, I do struggle with men's jewellery, to be honest. But yeah, I always tend to go for like hematite or tiger's eye when I'm making for men, because you've got that kind of grounding protective. But maybe some like leather wrap bracelets or something might be a good shout. Thank you for your suggestions. We'll note them all. Okay, so adding on my jump ring, adding on my clasp, giving that jump ring that lovely click to make sure it's fully closed, because we don't want it to slip off those openings in the cloth. And there you have it. I've been chit-chatting away as per usual, but that's how easy it is to do your necklace. Already, all good. Lisa says that looks lovely, really elegant. Thank you so much. Jen says absolutely gorgeous make. Thank you very much. We got 15 minutes left. Should I make a pair of earrings? Where are all my earrings? I did loads of different designs. I'm just going to wander off. Where have I put them? I've had a tidy up since then. Have I put them in the bag? I don't know where they've gone. Sorry. Right, let's do a quick pair of earrings. Sorry to just wander off. I really don't know where to put them. I have to find them before I go down, don't I? Okay, so you're going to have enough in your kit to make a pair of earrings as well. So I'm going to have those lovely. I'm going to go for the sky blue this time. And then I'm going to add, don't know, I might just echo that kind of design on the pendant really. So I'm going to pop a little pearl on, and then I'm going to add those and those, I think. Let's make quite long ones, long and dangly ones. Camille's saying it's behind you. Oh no, it isn't. Sheila says, I'm liking the Squarespace beads. They're really pretty. I like a bit of a contrast in shape or metal. So I like doing mixed metal pieces, and I like having, because this has got the facets on the diagonal, although it's clearly curved and it's clearly round, if I go like that, you can see the little squares. You can see where the light goes. They go that way, and then that way. They create like little faceted squares. So I think that kind of echoes that shape a little bit. John says, sounds good. I struggle with makers for men too. My other half and my son are waiting for me to come up with something for them. Yeah, it might freeze over first, mightn't it? My husband doesn't wear any jewellery. He doesn't even wear his wedding ring. So, yeah, I don't have to worry about. Sometimes I make things and I'll go, what do you think about this? And like sometimes I just need to know like a wrist size, so I might try a bracelet on him or a bangle or something I've made, and I often like to pretend that I've made it special for him, and just so he feels really guilty, and he's like, oh, yeah, it's nice. He just doesn't wear any jewellery. But I know some people are like, what, he doesn't wear a wedding ring? I think it's mainly just because, well, we used to have a farm, so he used to tell me it was, because of like machinery and safety and things, but he had an office job for about 20 years, so and just playing about, you can do whatever you want with them. You don't have to add beads on, you don't have to add all the components on. I tend to like putting the bead in between the, actually that's nice. I'm going to go with that, I think. Yeah, just have a little play around. If I'd have had, you can go back into the design on the website. You can see all the different types of earrings I've done there. I just don't know where I put them, but I think I did a few different designs. I like that. I don't think it needs one on the top as well. Let's have a little look. You're going to have some nice long eye pins. Yeah, actually, I'm going to put that on as well. You've got nice long ball pins in your kit. So your ball pin is, it's got that little ball on the end of it. Okay, Mina's saying flat herringbone bracelets in black and blue. There's a kit in blues in sale with size 11 toe hose. Okay, brilliant. So not only are we suggesting makes to do, but we're also giving people a bit of a heads up on what type of male jewellery they could make. Chainmail's good for the men. Yeah, I agree with that, Jan. I've made a few for my other half and a leather bracelet. I love chainmail. I do really like chainmail. Diane, hello, my love. She says, my mum used to see what I had made, not keen on that, and remind her not all that I made was for her. Oh, see, my mum is, she's very, very kind. She'd never say if she didn't like something, and she'd wear it too. She says, I love all your stuff. She's like my little model, and she does wear it, and she goes places. She went to festival Croppedy the other week, And then she said, oh, I went and had a little look at this gemstone stand, and she bought a lovely palm stone off a lady. And then she said the lady was admiring the necklace and that I'd made her. So she was like, I've given you a card. Where's my round nose? I'm not organised today, am I? Right, okay. So all I've done is I've put my beads on in the order in which I want them to go. I've bent the top of that pin over really close to that bead because I'm not doing a rack loop with this. I'm just going to turn a loop. I've bent it at a 90-degree angle, and that way when I turn the loop should sit right on top, nice and even. This pin is a little bit long for me, so I'm only going to need about 1 centimetre from that bend. So I'm going to come in with my cutters and I'm going to trim. And then if I want it to be exactly the same, I could line that up against the offcut. I could line up against the next one. And I'll know I'm going to cut exactly there. But I tend to just do it by eye. And then I've got round about the same sized loop. So I'm going to say about 1 centimetre. I'm covering it over just so that little bit doesn't fire anywhere. And then I'm going to get my round nose pliers. I'm going to position my thumb over the top of the bead just to stop it from moving up. And then I'm going to take my round nose pliers and I'm going to position it towards the end of the pliers where they're tapered. So I only want a small loop. I'm making sure that's nice and flush. There's no pin sticking out the back of it. So as I turn it, giving it a little flick towards me, reposition my hand and turn that pin all the way with little rotations. It's going to make a nice little loop that's going to sit at the top of my earring. And then I can connect that onto my earring hook. So again, on the other side with my other one, I'm going to hold the bead down. Oh, it's a wiggly one, this one. Keep still. Checking it's flush, putting it in around the same point on my pliers, so I should get the same size loop. Little turns all the way around, little rotations of my wrist. Make sure that's fully closed. You can reposition if it's not fully sitting at the centre. And then all I need to do is open up my ear wires, which are also included in your kit. Great price today. I think they are £5.99 for your necklace that I've just made and your pair of earrings, which is amazing, isn't it? Really, it's really good value. And then I'm going to add on my ear wire, close that over. And look, you can make yourself a pair of earrings in 2 minutes. I know I didn't do the teal ones. There you go. Now I've got my earrings. And then, where's the necklace I've just made? And there is your necklace. Mina says, I am naughty when I go to fairs, always go around all the stalls and especially jewellery to see what they've made. Yeah, well, it's good to be nosy, isn't it, Mina? And we're supporting each other, we're supporting other creators, and we're supporting other businesses and small businesses. So that's what's particularly lovely about going to a craft fair. I'm surprised you can move up your stall though, Mina. Full of customers. Camille says, my youngest grandson is quite happy to get my makes. He seems to like the evil eye ones. Oh, they were lovely, Camille. They really were nice. And she's been having issues with her tech, I think, today. My little one, Frank, he is loving jewellery at the minute. If I'm making anything, he's like, he always comes in and goes, found this bead, Mum. Found this bead, Mum, because they're all over the floor. And I'm like, well, I wonder if he's found the earrings. And he's always very interested in stuff. He's very partial to a magnetic clasp, my Frank. So he likes me jewellery and he likes wearing stuff. I've made him like little bracelets and things before. We've had a busy week this week. we've been painting dinosaurs, but we've also been making bracelets. I made him a necklace. There was like a spinny bead in the middle of it. And yeah, so there's always someone who will appreciate your work. Mel says, love them. Thank you so much. Jan says, thank you. Love today's make. Sheila says, very pretty. If you buy extra pearls, you could make a bracelet. Yeah, Diane, you absolutely could. You can always get any extra products you want that comes on the kit. So, for example, if I was in here going, oh, I really need to have that Sandra coin necklace and earrings in olive, then you can always scroll down and you could say, I also want to buy some extra spacers, 50 pieces for £1.50, or you can get some extra olive size 6 pearls for £1.35, or your crystal coins, which comes with 6 pieces for £2. So there's enough in your kit to make, there you go. Oh, they're very similar to the earrings I've just made. I just didn't put those sparkles on the top, did I? Yeah, so have a little play around with your earrings. There's lots of different things you can do. Thank you so much for joining me today. I've loved being back with you. I did miss you. Thank you again for all your well wishes. Joanne says, thank you, Natalie. Gorgeous. Makes look forward to giving them a go, and have a great weekend, everybody. So I will be back with you on Monday. Couldn't really tell you what I'm doing. I think it's going to be a necklace. I think it's a necklace next. Who knows? Yeah, I'm going to say it's a necklace. I hope you all have a really great weekend. Thank you for being with me today, and I'll see you on Monday. Take care, everyone. Bye.